Now then, people, good evening and welcome back. What was that? Someone got caught. What was that then? Did anyone else hear that?
No, just you, Joe. You've gone mad. But
Yeah.
blame Cozzy.
You're telling the
you
next
go.
Robin I've won away, Joe. I'm getting that, man.
There we go. Oh, right. Okay. Hull have totally forgot. I mean, it's every week at 6 p.m. I don't know how we forget, but
Just
hey,
because they're winning games, they're getting
exactly.
Too arrogant, mate. Don't like that.
Yeah. He's on his way anyway. He's on his way. Welcome back to another episode of the White Rose Rivals, folks. As you can see, we are all here. I think Tom is on his way as well. To be honest, we've got loads to get our teeth into this week. Obviously, Rotherham won away from home. Cossey's in sunny Spain again, and Michael Duff out and all that jazz. 4 losses on the spin. Obviously, Hull 3 on the spin. They're in great form. Someone shouting. That's definitely not just me. Is that Cossey? Let me mute him. Hang on. There we go. Yeah. It's someone in Benidorm kicking off, I think. Cossey will unmute you when it's time to talk. But listen, yeah, as Michael says, finally, Matt, it has actually happened. The amount of people now that watch my show that are aware of your folks' results are mad, because when the amount of comments came in saying, Joe, Rotherham have done it. So I was like, oh, get in. I had a quick look. So, Matt, over to you, mate. You won away from home. Amazing scenes.
693 days, 40 games. First time in the entire length of this show that we're able to talk about an away win. Yeah, we were terrible. We didn't deserve it, but who cares? Worst goal you'll ever see. But it's good. You just got a monkey off back. We talked about it here for ages that it's just been weighing everybody down, and it just feels great. Even if it were garbage against bottom of the league, who cares? 3 points in bank, win away from home, 400 fans going crazy down at Cambridge. That's what it's about. When these runs finally end, you can just let it release, and it's just what it's all about.
But you know what? 400 fans is some effort. Like, considering not going to win for 2 years or nearly.
Matt, what you need to build on great winning midweek, a striker, F. Ladapo, mate. Game in at Rotherham, mate. One player. Mate, can this guy play? He can't trap a ball, he can't run, his legs like a 50 pence head. Mate, get him back at Rotherham. You need him, Matt. You need him.
You're all right, mate. We'll pass this time.
But so, did you get? Were you not there, Matt? No, I know you hadn't been away for a while, have you? Did you go?
No, I watched this one from home. I mean, one of those weird goals where I didn't even really celebrate at first because I couldn't quite understand what had happened. I was laid on the floor and it kind of bounced in. But yeah, I got 300-400 fans there that went crazy. A lot of shouting in Rotherham, in the houses across Rotherham on Tuesday night, I suspect.
All 10 of them. Sorry, mate. Sorry.
And that's just from one house.
Yeah.
Oh God! No, honestly, mate, I was.
Lads, this is moment of glory, and you're still going to give it some jib. You're a disgrace, guys. Something some glory and not it.
So does that give? I didn't know it were bottom of the league. I mean, imagine you hadn't have won, then it'd have just been terminal. That'd have been game over, wouldn't it? So does this give you? I mean, what did Evans say? Was he like, I'm the man that broke, the duck, and it's all because of me and all that? Did he give it some of that?
A little bit. He said that he didn't want to talk about what's happened over the last 2 years, and then 30 seconds later called it shambolic. Then we won for 2 years. Then he started basically crying at one point as well. He's clearly been under pressure. He started talking about how his family's been important to him over the last few weeks and things like that. So, which is honest for him, which is weird for Steve Evans. You don't expect honesty like that, which were nice. But obviously, he gave it the big pumps at the end of the game, which nobody wants to see. That ruins it for everybody when he does that. To be honest, you can't even enjoy a win without him doing that.
To be honest, someone sent the video and you can hear them. They're definitely into it. They're definitely into it.
No. There's like 20 fans that think it's great, but there's only like 20 of them.
Hulk Hogan will never be the same again. I know some younger people will be like, who's Hulk Hogan? Google him, but mate, that's Hulk Hogan. Oh, not Steve Evans. I've knocked him over. Steve Evans is destroying Hulk Hogan's memory, man.
Oh, mate, honestly, I was absolutely buzzing for you, mate, to to finally get that win away. Does it give you like renewed optimism moving forward? Is it like right now that's off the back? Let's go. We can start to pick up some results because you got a tough game at the weekend against Reading, haven't you?
Yeah, it should do. I'll be honest, it split the fans a little bit, which is, to me is mad. A lot of fans are kind of saying, well, we were that rubbish and that garbage against bottom of the league. I didn't even celebrate. Like, well, you've got to enjoy these moments. Even if you don't like Steve Evans and it was rubbish, you've got to enjoy these moments. And for me, as I think, and I hope the players will think, this has got to be a springboard. Not only is a weight lifted off fans, it's got to be a weight lifted. Some of these players have only been a couple of months, but they'll still be aware of the history of the last couple of years. And Steve Evans is definitely aware of it. So if Steve Evans is as good a manager as he thinks he is, he's got to harness this positivity going into Saturday. Because Reading are a decent enough team, or to beat Huddersfield last week, they're a decent enough team that can hurt anybody in this league. So if we aren't at it, then we'll lose, and then all that positivity disappears because you've lost again. It's a really, really important game Saturday. If we can get back-to-back wins, which is the first time, and again, in a long, long time, you are building some positivity, momentum, building forward, which is the first time it'll happen, again, for 2 or 3 years at the club. So Saturday is bigger than the win on Tuesday because of the way it makes it Saturday a much, much bigger game. But if we win, he does the fist pumps again. So it's difficult, isn't it? You don't know what you want.
Do you know what, though? Any fan that's saying they're not celebrating a win away that you haven't won for 600 and odd days is full of shit. They're lying. They're just trying to be cool or something, or hipsters, because I'm telling you, if it had been that long, their household would have been... Yeah, exactly. And then like that, no one's looking at. They don't care, mate. It's Sevens, like it's bullshit. They'd have been going. So yeah, I don't believe that. I mean, you've mentioned obviously Reading, who got a decent result against Huddersfield, but every man and his dog's beating Huddersfield at the minute. Cossie, what's happened? Michael Duff. Do fans want him out? 4 losses on the spin.
We've got connection issues. Hello. I don't know. I'm too busy watching Benfica v Atletico in Champions League. You know what, mate? When people are whistling a Champions League anthem, I'm thinking, guys, you ain't even playing Bristol Street Motors football. That is how lucky you've got it. People whistling a Champions League anthem. I'm like, what is going on? Yeah, just a quick side note. I saw them at Burnley play on Monday night. I think he touched the ball once. It's like about 28 degrees. He's just running around. And I know Gran Canaria is a nice place to be, but he was like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? But anyway, back to the sale. I'm trying to get it off topic here, but Joe, what a disaster, mate. It's only 2 weeks ago, and you have to remind me of that when you said it was a statement win at Bolton, and then all of a sudden the wheels just come off. But oh man, I don't even wait. That's the worst position we've been in for 17 years. Makes me feel old for like at least back here. I didn't, want too far to go. But 2007 was the lowest we've been, and it's all gone wrong quick. And Barnsley home on Saturday again. That's not a game you'd really want. But where's it gone wrong? Sure, usual story, mate. Injuries, lack of confidence, and then you've got today like Michael Duff at his press conference talking about. I think you're doing this, mate. When you've lost 7 in 8, I think we should be doing better for sure. With what even we have 2 out, should be doing better. But he's saying now, there's a lot more behind the scenes than I thought over the field, which I like Michael Duff, but I think that's an easy thing to chuck in, don't you think, when you're on a crap run and that as well? And which again, is the finger pointing at Kevin Nagle. It's pretty toxic at the moment in there, Joe. And it would be, though, mate. We've all of a sudden gone from what we were third to 15th and could even drop even further. But the problem that you've got, mate, it's like half a revolution's been done. You had, like, I did a podcast with a Birmingham guy on Sunday. Maybe it's a bad example because obviously they've had caps to burn, but they've only had 2 players in their team on Tuesday that were around last season. So they can totally change their culture. You've got like new players in, building into a new exciting time. Season cards up 6,000. Everyone's buzzing. It's like Huddersfield. It's like we got rid of a few, but there's still a few under contract here, and they're still playing now. And what happens is, as soon as a mistake happens or something goes against them, I'll get on the back. There's certain players people don't want in, and it's almost like we're going to have to wait till next season to do what we should have done this season. But it's hard because you can't just tear up contracts, can you? But it's a mess, mate. It's a total mess. And Tuesday night, you don't expect much at Birmingham, and we started all right for 30 minutes. We kind of put them at bay, really, without looking threatening. And Alfie May missed an absolute spitter, then eventually scored, which he would have done after nearly fighting for us. And yeah, mate, it's horrible at the club at the moment. And it's just one of those things, Joe, you'll know what it's like. The club, obviously doing a lot of stuff with the community or sponsorship or whatever, but anytime anyone puts a post out on any of the Facebook, Instagram, people are just about trying. It's like, for example, NordVPN is one of our partners. well, we should have better defence on Saturday. But it's toxic. And I feel sorry for it because I know a lot of the guys who work in the club. But it's just one of the moments. You can't just go off social media, can you? But every single thing, it's like Wrexham tickets are out for it in a 3 weeks' time. So what's point going there? It's another beat. Horrible place to be at the moment, mate. And like I said 3 weeks ago, it seems a good place to be. And I just don't know what to say anymore, mate. People, the manager is this, is that. How many managers do you need, man? We've got so many.
I think we should check Coz's shoelaces and sharp objects. I think, it doesn't sound happy, do you, mate?
No, it's rubbish, because I think we thought we'd be up there and we've lost 5 games so far. And I think, forget automatic and playoffs. To me, it's looking a bigger job than it seems, Ash. There's still a lot of old scars. There's still, as you get managers, he's got to go. Director of football, he's the man under. But then, mate, I've seen tweets at the start of the season saying, what a window we've had. And if we could just get, Farkin from Luton, then all of a sudden that'll be fantastic. All right, we didn't get him in. We got Ladapo in, okay. But all of a sudden we've gone from this, it's a great window to, get the director of football out. Yeah, nailed it. But this players that are underperforming and injuries and it's rubbish, mate. It's pretty awful. And Barnsley at home, I don't think that's an awful game, I think, to have on a Saturday. And I thought a rock bottom had gone, but then when you think the club got rid of Neil Warnock, who were the most safest pair of hands they'd ever get, maybe they get what they deserve. Where did the rock bottom put it be even worse? And yeah, it's rubbish, mate. It's not fun, man.
We got a comment here from John, Birmingham fan, who says, I thought Ladapo was the best sub for Blues on Tuesday. He had a brilliant impact on the game.
I think they were playing for us. I think he thought he'd sign with that myth, but he eventually scored his trademark goal. But yeah, the Birmingham are going in one direction, Huddersfield in the other. But it's
what has gone wrong though, Cossie? Because you were flying, we were talking top 2, and then you've lost. Did you say 7 and 8? I've only seen the last 4 in the league.
Bristol Street Motors and the League Cup. But I think you have to, mate, because a lot of them players are playing on a Saturday and stuff. But yeah, just. Again, mate, look, the midfield's got no cutting edge. There's no creativity in there. There's, you can say what you want. I keep hearing about we needed a striker, that striker. But I mean, if you've got Ireland in there, he's not getting any service. There's nothing to feed on. I talk about McBurney there for my time. I'm feeding on scraps and still worse. Way up. Is that Michael Duff? Michael, hello. Green set of flavor, get some money done. I'll take over, mate. Come at that, but no, it's. It's bad,
does someone want him out? Does someone want him out, Cossie, or are they aware it's a bigger picture? Because, like you said, who would you get next and all that? It's like
obviously, Joe, you've been talking about Chenna for a bit. He's gone into hiding for 3 weeks. All of a sudden, we couldn't shut him up. We're talking about leader and everything else. Everything that where leaders lead now, mate. In crisis, where is it? Where is it? Nowhere to be seen. And that Carmichael guy, nowhere to be seen. I think that's half the problem, Joe. This is the first time I've had a foreign owner. Obviously, the most famous one, Chance City, but you're only as good as your staff you employ back at base, aren't you? And some of these guys, are they good enough though? It's like Lee Bromby, he's a friend of mine, but those division director of football, and all of a sudden you've got a guy who's, I don't know, Joe. The trouble is you're pointing fingers at everything at the moment on players, on even supporters for not getting behind the team and things like that as well. It's poor, mate, and I feel sorry for Duff because for me, I stick with the guy, but I just haven't got the energy for another change, and he knows what to do. We got how many points the other year when Dynamo beat him in the final. He knows what to do, but I'm just people talking about formations. Everyone's a tactical genius now. When players are stinking, don't matter what formation you're playing, man. They can't pass to each other or can't do anything good. It don't matter, but. Everyone's, Joe, you know all these, lives and everything. Everyone knows the antidote. Everyone's an expert. Oh, yeah. Maybe they were back in the day, but we never saw it because no social media. But it's horrible, mate. And not good, mate. But yeah, I've watched all the games and I'll watch it again Saturday. And then, next Saturday we're all right because it's been called off at Leighton Orient. So we're not going to get beat. So all good, it is.
Happy days. I hope it turns around for you, mate, and get some positive results. Tom, I'm going to come to you next because obviously you were struggling for a win, and then he's got 3 on the spin and scored 10 goals. Finally, his football's starting to come to fruition after a few weeks. You must be buzzing, mate.
Yeah, but I think it's just the contrast is like unreal. Like I think a couple of weeks ago, a few people was like calling for his head, like after the loss against Sheffield United, and then 3 weeks later we've picked up 3 wins. Obviously, I wouldn't say the opposition we've come against are going to be great shakes this season, probably struggling bottom half, but it's the way we've sort of won the games that's been convincing. I mean, Stoke, we came back from 1-0 down the other week, and that was a spirited performance. And that second half just felt like it just kick-started something in us really now. And I think these players are used to the system. Then on Saturday against Cardiff, we go 1-0 down, you're thinking, this is going to be a tough game, and then we get back into it. Mohamed Baloumi scores a fine goal, and then scores a second. A star is born, really. That Baloumi looks like the next Riyad Mahrez, and then Zambrano gets his first goal, and then Bedia rounds it off a 4-1 win, very convincing. I was really pleased with the performance. I think the players are getting used to the system now, knocks it around really well. Like just great attacking football that we wanted to see a lot more last season. We didn't see under Rossini. Like the first thought of the players is to go forward, not keep possession and defence, and obviously we're getting our wingers into play now. Liam Miller and Baloumi who just look electric, really. And then obviously against their QPR on Tuesday, to be fair, like we weathered a storm in the first 15. You probably have to watch on Twitter, but our keeper made about 4 or 5 world-class saves to sort of keep the scores at barely on, and then sort of that gave us the platform to push on and obviously get a good result. And yeah, it was a fantastic performance as well, like, particularly in the second half where we was able to ground out the result, and yeah, just much improved performance, to be honest, recently.
Tom, don't you think that? Sorry, don't you think like you've won three, right? But you could have won 1 and drawn 2, and people will be like, "Oh, we've turned a corner." But I know it sounds obvious, but just to win games, it's just like you can't beat it, can you? On that as well. I think last year when I think about our delight, I know that, but like so many, like when you think of your seasons, like you're just throwing games, and then you get these 8 unbeaten. I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute, we've only won 2 out of 8. It's like, so they're like 3 proper wins, and you're like, and all of a sudden, is it because he's going for the wins, or is it just positivity? Like just
the reason why it's changed, I think, is mainly because at first it was getting used to the championship, like the system. A lot of new players. I mean, we made like 17 signs in the summer, so it was always going to take time, and now I think he's got a bit of a settled 11 now, and we've got the squad depth where we're able to rotate. Like on our bench on Tuesday, we had like Stephen Alzate, who obviously played in the Premier League for Brighton, really good player, like who's just come in. We signed that João Pedro as well, who will be in the squad soon. And yeah, we've just got a lot of options, really. I think the only worry I've got is if BD gets injured, and that he scored twice now. Obviously his first one was a penalty against Cardiff. It was really good for him to get on the score sheet, but he's a proper old-fashioned striker. Like obviously he's big, tall, strong. Like you get the ball into him, and when you're away from home against teams like QPR that are going to try and dominate possession a bit, you need that outlet, and that BD provides it. And he scored a tap in, and that's the sort of goals you want your striker to score. Like I was sick in the modern game. You have strikers that drop off deep all the time and like to get involved in the play, whereas under Walter, he plays his striker like a natural number 9, where he's in the box all the time and he's always there, and that was refreshing to see. Like we're getting a lot of cross into the box as well, which is good. And I think it's just much more exciting now, like to watch. Obviously compared to last season, when obviously most of the time I was coming on a podcast saying like the football's been boring, and then away from home we're magic. But now it's like we're getting a mixture of the two now. But obviously on Saturday against Norwich, it's like that's a proper test now. Like obviously the 2 teams we've lost to this season, Leeds and Sheffield United, you're expecting both to be up there. We're taking a few draws, and now we've got 3 wins. So I think Norwich is that one of them tests where like you could probably say that the maybe mid-table pushing playoffs, and that's where we expect to be come the end of the season.
They're the best team we've faced, Tom, this season. Obviously, we got a point. We got a point against them on Tuesday, but definitely the best team we've faced. And Boya Sainz is in great form. They've got some good new players as well that weren't there last season. I think Slimani in midfield and a few others, and they looked a decent outfit, mate, to be honest.
The same number of wins, draws and losses as I just checked. So obviously,
they haven't lost since November at Carrow Road as well, you know.
Yeah, really, it's tough. It's always a tough place for us to go. I couldn't tell you last time we've won there, to be honest.
Yeah, man. I mean, when we like, I like that striker. What do you, Badia? He caused Road on a few issues. To be fair, when we played, I think he bodied him.
I mean, he was linked to like clubs like Wolves in January. He didn't go there, and then obviously we've got him now, and it's looking like a great piece of business. Like
he's on loan, isn't he, from Union Berlin?
Yeah, he's on loan. Yeah,
I work with an Union Berlin fan, and he told me a lot about him. So I watched him in every game he played for Union last season, and he looked like a handful. And obviously, I saw him against Sheffield United. He didn't look like a goal threat, but he looked like he'd get himself in and amongst it in the mix-up. His positioning just was slightly off that night, but hope he does well. I don't think he'll go back to Union and get games.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we've always just needed, we've always like struggled to find like a striker that score a regular source of goals. Like usually, like in the obviously previous seasons, we had like wingers that are chipping in goals. Like we had Keane Lewis Potter, obviously he's gone Brentford. We obviously had Jarrod Bowen a couple of years ago, Grosicki. We always had players that can score from wide, but until we had Oscar, like obviously 2 seasons ago when he was firing the goals, like we rarely had a striker that gets like double figures. So for this season, obviously Badia can at least get double figures because it looks like a promising striker, to be honest. And I'd like to see him like permanent, to be honest.
Nice. So you prefer Walter? Because I don't know how Rossini's getting on, but I've seen a fair few like accounts that I follow of saying like he's a Premier League manager in waiting. I don't know where did he go? He's doing all right where he's at, right?
I think he's about mid-table in Liga.
Yeah. Because I think was it the Secret Scout and a few others say watch this space on Rossini. But are you okay with that decision? Then you still think it's the right man? Obviously, seen Walter now get some positive results.
Yeah, obviously, I felt about Rossini. Like, obviously, I was sad when it happened, but I think you come to a realization that, like, when
spent a lot of money, didn't you, in January as well?
A lot of money, but I think I accused the recruitment in the summer of being a bit scattergun. I think the players were signed, but so far, a lot of them are looking really good. Like Oscar Zambrana, he was on the bench on Tuesday, arrested, and he's an unreal like talent. 20 years old, but the only worry is that he's got like an anti-doping claim, so he could get banned.
Is this the one you got on a free?
This one that was linked to like Man United, Bournemouth in like January transfer window, and we've got him now. So I don't think clubs took a risk on him because of the situation, because he could get banned for like 2 years or something. But he's a really good player, like so.
Definite dodgy dealings going down there. Then
obviously we got rid of Seri because he's out of contract next summer, and he's like what I describe him as. Zambrana is like a replacement of Seri, but much better. Like he can move around the pitch, whereas Seri really good at distributing the ball. But I think in Walter's system, where he needs to be sort of like high octane pressing, like Seri couldn't handle it really. He's like 32 now, so we replaced him really well there, as long as he didn't get banned. So
decent. No, it's good to see, man, because with what's going on at Leeds, like they always say, we've only got results against teams down the bottom, and I just go, well, Hull have actually scored 10 goals since we've played them, and they're not a bad side. It was like when we played Coventry, well, they're rubbish. I was like, well, they're not. They're just in poor form, and then they went and slapped Blackburn. So, yeah, it's good to see. I'm going to come to you, Hal. What was quite? I don't know. I didn't watch the game. I just saw the fortuitous. Yeah, this time I just saw the fortuitous goal that you scored. An OG.
Basically, Joe, let's just pick on that point for one second. I can't tell you anything off air, can I? Like, not one thing.
I didn't say anything.
Because, like, last time I said...
I didn't say anything.
I'm just going to go through it. Last time I said to you, don't mention my hat. You went, oh, that's a nice hat you're wearing, Hal. Talk us through the hat story. And last time we finished the show, and I just went, Joe, just want to let you know, I'm actually not able to watch the next game. Don't bring it up or whatever. Oh, yeah, you watched this one, did you, Hal? Oh, I get it. Yeah. Part-time. You've never been a Blade. I hear what you're saying. I hear it.
Talk to me about the game, though.
Ash remembers.
Oh,
it's true, isn't it?
No, I know. But
the game which I did watch, we won 1-0. It was an own goal.
I thought it was. It was Derby. No, that you were on about Derby. This was Swansea.
Yes, your reference was a game you did watch, and then unlike the other one, you loser.
Oh right, okay, go on.
Outrageous scenes, unbelievable scenes. So we beat Swansea 1-0. It was an own goal, and a lot of people have been complaining about on Twitter and the like that we're just not going to score goals this season. And the wins have been quite tight. And you know what, you said Norwich probably one of the best teams you've seen. I would go along with that. We got a draw at Carrow Road, and I'm not quite sure if it was ever going to be more than that. It looked like draw was the best we were going to get. They are a good side. And you know what? I think they could finish higher than West Brom this season. Yeah, I said it. And we're going to need to start scoring goals, because I don't know if we can keep not letting goals in, because we let in 1 million billion goals last season, and this season we look tight as a duck's bum. But how long can that go on? Because it feels like we're never going to concede a goal ever again. And if you get a chance to see the Miles Peart-Harris miss for Swansea, it is without doubt one of, if not the worst misses I have seen in my entire life. And then straight up the other end, Timon goes and scores an own goal in a mad 3 minutes for Swansea. And that summed up the whole game. If you only watch one bit of the game, that little 3 minute sequence sums it all up.
Yeah, well, you'll definitely start to concede goals when we're back off the international break, because obviously Leeds United are in town, mate. Then I'm looking forward to that game.
I'm looking forward to that game. It's
I
going to be very tasty.
Start of the season now, you were confident, like, and doing well, and I thought there's a lot of work for Wilder to do. Obviously, it was such a brutal relegation, so I've been mega impressed how you've started as well. And it sounds like you said, it's great England, but need to score more goals for it. You can't argue. You've got such sound footing, and I'm quite surprised how well you're doing, mate. You've got to be delighted with that.
Yeah. Well, enjoy it. It's entertainment, isn't it? A lot of people are complaining, like, we need to score more goals, but just enjoy it while you can, because a defeat will come at some point. So while we're unbeaten, while we're technically without the 2-point deduction joint top, just enjoy it, because who knows, this ride might not last that much longer, or it might. We'll see. I thought we'd do really well this season. I nailed my colours to the mast. I said it on here. I said it on my prediction show. It's looking good, but we probably will need to find a way of scoring goals and different ways. We can't be relying on Josh Timon to score own goals each game.
No, it was a shocker. It was a shocker own goal as well.
George, these comments you put on, mate? Abused? Do you get abused? And not because everyone seems right nice on here.
No, they are right nice, mate. I've got a nice community, mate.
Blah, blah. No, honestly,
I've got a nice community. The first time we opened it up to other channels, got a bit of stick, but that quickly got kiboshed because I addressed it. But no, everyone seems pretty all right. Basically, they've come to love yous because you're great characters. Do you know what I mean? They don't like your teams, but they like you.
I know what it is. When you lose, when you're winning, everyone hates you. So when we're crap, it's like, this is really great.
That's why people love Cozzy.
When we hit Panorama, mate, I hope you're not going to ditch me there, mate. When we got Dover away and that, I want to be talking about it to you, mate, in about 2027, mate.
Cozzy, have you got a job?
Yeah, I have, Al, but
you've been on holiday.
I know.
3 weeks, mate.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Get 3 weeks off work.
Next week, mate. I mean, I've had 11 days off, but it's like, I've been watching football and the cricket team. The cricket team's come over now that I've with, so mate. They said, "Oh, you can film it on our balcony, because seeing it."
You get bored of them though after a week or a couple.
Yeah, well, I was in Lisbon the last couple of days. God, everyone's going to be like, "Sure," but just fancy. I've never been to Lisbon before. What a place that is, by the way. Steep hills, Obrigado, and all that and stuff. But good. But no, I'm back next week at work. Don't worry, everyone. But
I'm not worried. I just would love you to work on the tourism board or pretty much anywhere, because you think someone's sell Lisbon to me in one word: steep hills.
Steep hills. But you know what? I went to a sports fan Tuesday when it had 7 games or different games, everyone different nationalities. But I was just like Arsenal so much. It's like everyone else seemed to be right nice fans, but they're just so. Well, watch out here, but
it's not Arsenal fans watching White Rose Rivals, Cossie. You're all right.
I don't know, Joe. Who are they? Like they're so small, and it's like you just.
Do you know what? They're my
them, Joe.
Oh, see, I don't mind them. I think a lot of it is due to the fact that Wenger came in when Man United were winning everything, and he really tested it. And Thierry Henry, Robert Pires, all them sort of players. I don't mind Arsenal.
Ash, you must hate them because 2 years in a row they won a cup. Same season, wasn't it? But when it was it Fella Fuller's back and that, mate. Come on, tell me about your hatred for Arsenal, Ash. Come on.
I haven't got hatred. But yeah, obviously I don't like them for '93. But it's a long time since I've really cared about the Premier League.
31 years ago.
It's time.
Do you think we'll ever see the time again where we have like 4 teams from Yorkshire in the Prem, or do you think, because back in the day we were all up there, right? Like the Sheffield clubs, Leeds, etc. I know, but we normally get one, and then they drop out. Do you know what I mean? I think we were in there together recent times, weren't we, Hal, when Bamford...
Yeah, and of course, the first Premier League season, the three of us were there. And I think we all know Leeds are the most historically successful club in Yorkshire. And then I think you could already have a little scrap with a few other teams as to who would be second. But I mean, Sheffield United, I'd probably without looking at the numbers, I'd probably say we're probably third or something. Historically, I don't know.
Do you reckon we'll ever get all of us back?
What do you think of that first Premier season?
The biggest county,
Leeds.
the biggest county in Europe. It should have more teams in the fucking Prem.
People don't want to live up north, though, George. They all it's like when Fulham get all these players from. It's like people just rather live in London or Watford or
no,
whatever.
it's true, though.
Hey, Roy Keane said all this, didn't he? When he was manager of Sunderland, he was trying to sign. I think it was it Leighton Baines or something? He was trying to sign, and anyway, he said like whoever it was, any player he's trying to sign, he would bring up that sometimes they wouldn't want to come because they didn't want to live in Sunderland. Joe, thoughts, brackets, feelings.
It's shite, mate. To be honest, it is. It is like this is where I live, and it's shite. It's just so grey. Everywhere is grey. There's a few nice beaches, there is, but outside of that,
I know a lot of people from Sunderland are some of the nicest humans.
Oh yeah, not bad people.
Just the place. Fair enough. Where I live in Cyprus, by the way, we had someone tell us the other day that we had the first rain for 5 months. Oh, because he can't handle it. He can't handle it.
You know what rain is?
He's off to do a rain dance. Joe's muted himself. It's all falling apart. Joe, you're the pro. This is your channel. We're guests. You're meant to know what you're doing.
Joe, what were you saying?
Go on.
What was anyone saying?
You started talking and Hal cut you off, so you decided to jump out, but you're back.
No,
again.
I was saying like you're on about Sunderland Stadium of Light. That Benfica Stadium of Light. So I don't know if they sue Sunderland for different libel, but you know that bird that I can't believe it. That bird
libel. It's the name of
the
a
guy
stadium.
comes up with the bird, right? The bird flies like out of the stadium, and you're thinking, and then he flies back in and lands on his hand. It's the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen at a match, man. How does that?
Don't Crystal Palace do that?
I think it's something similar, yeah. It's an eagle, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you say it's the most unbelievable thing you've ever seen, and then Joe just instantly mentions another club that does it. Benfica, you're saying they've got nothing. The stadium name's been nicked. The eagle gimmick, that's been nicked.
SLB, that's all the thing. SLB.
Mate, it's like the Chelsea fans. Chelsea go, Chelsea. That's all they've got, man. It's shite. Terrible.
So we've abused Arsenal, we've abused Chelsea. Who else have we had a go? Robin got a bit stinked, didn't they, for earlier on? So who else? Shielded up with many games. Ash's had a pop shot. Who else has been abused? Any other team, man? Alex Sanchez-Man were rubbish. Any French listeners? You shit on the night. Woo, get rid of Enrique. He's crap.
This is how group therapy works.
Ash, we need to come to you actually, because you've turned a corner, mate. We were talking about your results, and obviously you're unbeaten in 2 now, so you must be well chuffed. Obviously, you beat West Brom as well, which was, or was it a draw?
No, you beat 3-2. Yeah,
3-2. Yeah, that was it. Because they scored late on, right? And then you went up the other end, eh?
Yeah, we were 2-0 up at half time, and then they came back into it 2-2. Scored on the 84th, and then about 2 minutes later, we went up and nicked it. Great result, obviously, to get our season really started, because obviously it's been a bit of a tough start. And then last night we got a first away point. So the last 2 games in the league have been pretty good for us. Like I say, unbeaten. And it's getting there, but we've seen it for the last. Even though the QPR game we drew, and then Luton we lost, the upturn in the way the team have played has been great, and you could see it was coming. It's not like all of a sudden we've just won 1 game and then drawn. It's actually, even though we got a point and a loss, them 2 games you could see the improvement in how they were playing, and it's getting there. It's good. It's good to watch. Well, last night wasn't. It was one of the most awful games, but we survived a bit of an onslaught and got a good 0-0. If you can have a good 0-0.
Ash, that poor fan who lost his life at your ground on Saturday. Did you kind of see the drama played out, or what? Because the game did stop, if I'm right in saying. I mean, but what a horrible. I mean, Some people were saying, "Oh, if he's going to pass away to watch his football team," but I can't believe that the total game and not come back. It were heartbreaking, and to see that shirt put over his seat for the West Brom game on Tuesday night, I think it was. It just reminded me of like what football is about, and it can never be the same again now. For his, it must be horrible.
Yeah, it's anyone. We all love our football clubs, and we all go to football and everything. For anyone not to make it home from going to watch a sport they love is heartbreaking. For any fan, I mean, anyone who wears whatever colours, it was. It was in obviously the Leppings Lane end, the away, and I sit in the Cops. I'm the far, and my eyesight's shite anyway. But you could see that there was something happening. But in that corner where it was is the closest to the T1, the home fans. The banter between the fans. So it wasn't, to me, and probably a lot of people, wasn't immediately like it was something on. It was a lot of arm waving and singing and shouting. So you're thinking, obviously they're having a bit of backwards and forwards with the home fans, but then a couple of the players went over to the ref and tried to say there's something happening or something, and the ref just waved them off and said crack on with the game, and they didn't stop the game and carried on. And then it was at half time. There was obviously you saw all the stewards and all that, the commotion happening, and at half time the stadium announcer put something out to say something. There'd been an incident in the away end. And that was it. And then obviously after the game and social media, you saw what had happened. So terrible.
Yeah, I missed this. I was just reading about it there. Yes, it's really sad, isn't it? Like going to football and that happening. So yeah, a bit crazy. You'd have thought they'd just stopped the game, to be honest. Yeah. So not ideal.
On Tuesday, it happened against Cambridge. First 3 or 4 minutes, somebody in the stand, it happened, and they were all right, thankfully. But they stopped the game for 2 or 3 minutes while they got medics over on that, so that is a surprise.
This happened. It shouldn't be ever happening. You're right, Joe. You should never go to a football match and not come home. I went to Watford away, first game of the season, a couple of seasons ago. I watched for Blades, and there was an incident, and it was near me, and it was a young lady, and she just went down and had what we now know was an anaphylactic shock, which of course is very serious. If you're allergic to something and you then have that thing, you can die. And we, as Blades fans, were trying to get the game stopped, and we were trying to get medical attention, and we were trying to flag people, and no one was stopping. Game wasn't stopping. No paramedics were coming. And it took a Watford fan who we got the attention of, I'm saying we as in like hundreds of us, this isn't me, to run onto the pitch, risk being banned for life. He got the game stopped. He got the paramedics. They saved her life. We invited him later to Bramall Lane as Blades fans. He's now welcome at Bramall Lane whenever he wants. And I kept in touch with her afterwards and sent her some goodies and stuff. But she was fine. That's the good part of the story, is because of this one Watford fan. But it shouldn't have to be like that. And it's just hearing these stories as well reminds me that it's probably just a communication thing. Because if you stop for every time the fans make a lot of noise, I understand it could be impossible. And obviously the ref, if he'd known that in the Wednesday game, would have stopped the match. And it's just, I wonder if there's a thing we're missing in 2024, a way of alerting authorities, paramedics, that we just haven't quite cottoned on to. A phone number you can ring or a button.
Like a steward or someone. Like
steward issue, isn't it? Yeah.
Should be there.
Yeah. There'll no doubt be some inquest held or some at Wortley and something come on the back of it.
I think the positive thing is I've seen a bit. I think it's Sky that's doing a bit with the British Heart Foundation about CPR and because I downloaded the video the other day and I kind of it's really weird because like you got no, don't worry, but on a cushion it gets even worse. You have to go on a cushion, but honestly, if someone like that, I'm not very confident, but I think I know kind of think what to do, but I just think. I mean, it's just like...
If I have a heart attack at football, I want this on record. I want Cozzy absolutely nowhere near me.
Division 1 going to be we'll be playing your B team soon. Yeah.
Cozzy's like, getting the paramedics. Keep them back. I'll have a crack. Don't worry, lads. I know what I'm doing here.
Mate, what about Steve Evans? We're giving you mouth to mouth there.
Better than a pump. I don't want an Evans pump, that's for sure.
A fist pump.
There's always
Move
one,
it on,
and it's
Joe,
always
move it on.
Cozzy.
Move it
Move it
Joe,
on. I
come
am. I was waiting for you to
Let's
finish.
talk
We're
about
ready.
the England squad for next week's internationals. Let's talk. Because we're boring as bollocks, aren't there?
Let's look ahead to next week. Let's do a little round robin on the weekend's games, because then we've got obviously the international break. Leeds United play tomorrow night. We're away at Sunderland, top of the table. It's going to be a tough game. I'm interested to see them in the flesh. I'm not.
I love that music though when it come out.
Was that The Apprentice?
They've got a good manager, haven't they? Regis Lebris and some good young players, that Chris Rigg and stuff. So I'm interested to see how we get on. We've lost Ethan Ampadu now though till January of next year.
Oh, what a shame! Won't get to see him against his old club. What a shame!
I know. But then the worst thing on Tuesday night, Gruev then got injured, and I've received a message tonight that's, call it ITK or whatever, that he could be out for up to 5 months as well. But then that leaves us with just Rothwell and Tanaka, which is apt enough, but we've lost our two starting midfielders in the space of a couple of days. And it serves me right, actually, because a Blades fan reminded me who watches the show that I laughed when our blaster got injured. So it's sort of...
Did you?
Yeah, of course I did.
Why? That's a horrible thing to do.
Because I want you to lose our blaster to injury, obviously.
What's
so I was like...
Not
like, I wasn't like going, yeah, I hope you're out forever. It was more like, yes, they've lost a player, you know what I mean? But he rubbed it back in my face. So it
Can I tell you, Joe, I've met Ollie Arblaster a few times. One of the nicest humans, as nice as Cozzy, just a lovely, lovely man. And actually, he sent me a really nice message the other day because obviously he's not very well at the moment. He's trying to recover from injury. My nephew's wrote him a little song, which I sent to him, and he absolutely loved. I don't want to hear any more of this nonsense. Ollie Arblaster is an absolutely fantastic person, and you should show him some respect.
I do. Well, I do by being happy that he's out. That's enough.
Stop saying it. You're making it worse.
It's a valid point, Joe, isn't it? It's a valid point. Say, oh, it don't matter. He's nothing. We're not bothered.
Like if Jamie Shackleton got injured again, I'd be like, well, who cares? Do you know what I mean, Hal? But like,
Joe, that's going to be a right game tomorrow, that, isn't it? Sunderland Leeds.
Yeah.
It makes me sad that international football comes, because you see a game like that, be full out. Good game, and then you're thinking next week we've got Bosnia versus Gibraltar.
Why don't you go, Cozzy? Why don't you go and watch Bosnia versus Gibraltar?
I've got my boat ready. Just after the show, we're going to sail to Bosnia.
I watch international football in Cyprus because it's really easy to get tickets for Cyprus against Kosovo. So I go and watch them. It's something to do.
Do we know is there any famous Cypriot players that I'll be aware of?
Well, first off, well done saying Cypriot, because a lot of people get that wrong. It's like when I lived in Gibraltar, it's Gibraltarian, not Gibraltar. So yeah, nice work, Joe. No, absolutely none. The best player is... Pitta is actually the best player. Striker, plays in Sweden.
Do you reckon if you stay there long enough, you could get dual nationality and maybe get a call up to the Gibraltar national team?
Well, age may play a factor.
They can't be that good, though. You know what I mean? You still might have a chance.
No, I think actually the standard here is far higher than people than people give it credit for. But there's no famous Cypriot player. I think that's probably what you're saying. There's a really good player for Apollon called Charalambos, but people aren't interested in this. If I start going on that, no one cares.
We always go down different avenues, don't we? We were talking about the price of biscuits the other week.
People can relate to that.
Come on.
Yeah.
Cypriot football watch-along, Joe. I'm all for that. Come on.
So,
go live on scene to Hal, you know what I mean? Go on,
I guarantee that if the whole group of us couldn't name the top league, all the teams in Cyprus, guarantee. And we're not going to try. I'm just saying it's not that relatable.
Is Apoel Nicosia?
Yeah, that's the best team. They've won it the most times.
Yeah. They've been in the Champions League, right?
Absolutely, yeah. They're not the only team that have been, but yeah.
No, I can't think of any others.
Everyone's in it now. That league table's got about 9 million teams. I can't believe we're watching it today, like on TV. It's like, stop. Atletico down to about 28th now. Pressure on Simeone to crawl back up. It is ridiculous.
What about Villa, though? I was buzzing for Villa. I can't lie to you.
I covered Villa for like my job, so I was obviously working till late last night doing pieces.
Yeah. Oh, do you? Oh, you're a bit
You
of
know
a
what,
football
mate,
writer,
Joe?
Tom.
When
Yeah, I
they
do.
interviewed,
It's a full-time job, yeah.
Nice, mate.
they interviewed
Nice.
some
Love
of the
that.
fans, and they were genuine joy. Well, you know, sometimes when they come out with a camera after the game, and you could tell it was like
Right.
maybe YouTubers, but there was genuine like guys. We've probably seen like some of their European success. They were buzzing like they'd never buzzed before. It's nice when you get
Yeah.
something different. And you
Of
might not
course.
count for a lot in the end, but like
Did you just
it
say, Cosy, they weren't YouTubers, they were genuine fans?
I know, yeah, you little knobhead.
Joe, oh, Joe, he's
Remember
smiling,
you
mate.
talking to?
I know, right?
Oh, I didn't mean Al. You're a stirrer, you mate.
Yeah,
Get
I
him
know.
out. Fuck off. You're done. Fuck off.
He's left as well.
Al, not me. Al's stirring it.
Well, you said it. You said it. I don't agree. I think all YouTubers are wonderful supporters, as are others. I love everyone. I've got a lot of love.
Yeah.
A lot of love to give. By the way, well done, Stoke City. Wow. Did not see
Yeah.
that coming against Portsmouth. We played Portsmouth at the weekend and we couldn't beat them. And I'm now starting to think maybe we should have done because Stoke with Tom Cannon, who scored 4, and he looked like he couldn't hit a barn door, suddenly out of the traps. And he was a player we were looking at and looks like
We were, I think, half the championship, at one point.
Yeah, Hull was definitely looking at him.
My mate's a Leicester fan and he wants him back there, but I think it's just more so his agenda against Steve Cooper. He hates Steve
Cooper's
Cooper.
going to go. He'll go.
Yeah,
mate.
they want him sacked already. And but what more do they
Massive
want?
game at
though?
weekend out. Then if they don't get the result there, I think that'll be that, won't it? It's like
I think they got like the next 3 are quite winnable.
I just think if you'd have put in a Forest manager, I know it's not to do with Yorkshire teams, but it's like there's some stuff I just thought that's just not going to go well. And you suggest Steve Cooper come to Leicester for give him till Christmas, so he might even get that.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, Joe, is this Leicester fan friend of yours, Locks?
Yes. Yeah, you know
Yeah.
Locks.
You could probably, he's also my friend. Look, we've got friends, football friends.
Yeah. He has his own channel, by the way, now called.
He's not a proper football fan then.
No,
he's not.
No. We actually have a bet.
Does he watch games, Joe?
Yeah.
Does he
He's
wear
going to be even more. Sunderland will beat Leeds tomorrow. I think Sunderland will win that game.
Yeah. I hope not, man.
Get it on the app.
I hope not. Because the fan base, it's actually really, it's become quite frustrating. Like everyone, I did a poll, like we're on, do a poll. How many points is enough over these next two away games in 4 days, whatever it was? 4 points is great. You get a point. Oh my God, get him sacked. I'm going for fucks. You all said 4 was all right. We got 1. So let's win on Friday. There's your 4. But it's never good enough. I'm really struggling at the minute because like everyone's just ready to like turn on him, and I don't know why. Like it's pissing me off. I don't know if it's because of nervousness, expectancy, or whatever. But
is that the pressure? Is that the pressure from the fans? The expectancy. They expect you. They expect. Really have to finish top 2, don't you, this season? Yeah. But I think you need to have a bit of like for me. I get that.
Yeah, well, it's context as well. Like they say, Joe, you said you want to be front and center from game week 1. I'm like, yeah, I did say that, but I didn't mean we'll be in position 1 all the way through. We're going to lose games of football. We're 4th. We're 2 points off
last season, mate. From what I've seen,
I think squad wise, yes, Cossie, and in terms of controlling games. No one can get the ball off us. We had like 79% possession against Coventry, against Cardiff. We dominated Coventry. We dominated Hull. And then you look at results afterwards, and these are wiping, like Coventry go and win 3-0. Hull has scored 10 goals. But I think as well, people are expecting us to win 4-5s. But like when we went 2-0 up against Coventry, we came out second half and went, right, we're now going to sit in our own half. Try break us down, but we controlled the game that way as well and then caught them on the counter. But it's like, I think just people are conditioned to, so like for me against Norwich, I didn't enjoy the game because it was like a basketball game. It was end to end, where I'd prefer us to have 2 6s in there, 2 DMs, if you like, and control a game and win a game 1-0, 2-0 and not look like we've got out of second gear. But yeah, like it's quite frustrating at the minute, if I'm honest. And if we did lose, although the owners won't be, the fan base will be going, nah, get him out. And it's just annoying, man. I don't know.
I just want to show you something, mate. When we started this show, right, this bar was absolutely packed. And look at this now, mate. Everyone's just got on to watch YouTube. I know what it is, though. Honestly. Benidorm, and we're like, get this ball in at home because every time he comes and does his podcast,
The Gozzy effect, hey?
shocking. Yeah, even people don't go to the beach. Look, it's rubbish, mate. But sorry, guys.
Oh, you're right on front there, aren't you?
I know, mate. Mobility scooters are all.
I've been to that island. I went out to that island. What's it called? Peacock Island, is it?
What, in Benidorm?
Yeah, that little island there.
I'm not sure, mate. It's
Because you can go in a submarine and go around it, and you see all little fishes and that.
I don't like fish and stuff. Fish and chips, and that's about it, mate.
Yeah. Cossie, do you have one of these? Are you like Madge? Are you like Madge from Benidorm? Do you have a little mobility scooter?
And then, no, but it's probably coming soon, I reckon, mate. But yeah, they don't go very fast, though, do they? I've noticed. In fact, there's one now. Turn it around. Turn around. Right, there we go. It's just singing on it and all. There was someone playing music on theirs and all earlier on and that. I think.
Do you go to the Black Chicken? Do you go to the Black Chicken, Cossie?
No, we'll go to Red Line next after the show, though. So,
and what about the establishment next door to the Black Chicken? Do you know that one?
I'm not sure what you mean, Joe. Anyway, old City this weekend.
Old shop, one of them ones.
Joe, you know all these places in every time.
I know.
No matter where he is in the world, you go, oh, do you know this knocking shop? Just
Actually, you got a weekend. Who are you playing?
Coventry away.
Ooh, they're not in good form, and I think Robin's a turning.
They won 3-0. They won 3-0 midweek.
I've done my research. All right, okay.
We beat them, and then they went and beat
won. Yeah.
Got a club and chat on, Anila.
I had a beard cut because we won as well. I know Hal said the other week about not cutting my beard until we won, so we got 3 points against West Brom. So
I think Matt's done his beard and all, hasn't he? He looks different today.
No.
Yes. No, it's the same. Right.
It's the smile. It's the smile.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm happy.
Do you know who Beppe DeMarco is, Matt?
No, I don't think so.
You're giving me Beppe DeMarco vibes, bro.
BDM is called.
Rotherham's answer to Beppe DeMarco, mate. You'll have to give him a look.
How long have Sheffield United got?
Well, I'll get to that. Ash, did you shave with a butter knife? I mean, you said you've had a shave. You've still got the biggest beard of all of us, mate.
Yeah, a little trim.
Little trim, yeah, very little. One hair.
When it's Derby Day, you need a beer off here for Germany, wasn't it? Not striker, beard off.
Tozzy, to answer your question, thanks for hosting, Tozzy.
Tom, you need to switch the light on, mate. You've disappeared fast, man. Jesus, where's it gone?
It's like Blair Witch. It's like Blair Witch.
Nobody puts Tom in the corner.
It's David's money for playoff final now. He's won 3 in a row. Come on.
Luton. I'll try and get this out. Luton, massive game.
Yeah, Sheff Wednesday. Have you got Luton?
United. I support Sheffield United, mate. Yeah,
sorry.
I'm Hal.
Behind him, Joe.
It always goes to shit towards the end, doesn't it? We just have. You know what I mean?
Time. Joe, you're not going to throw a curveball in by doing a show next week here, internationals. And last time you threw one in, didn't you? I can't believe it.
Yeah, but no, we didn't do one first week. I don't think, did we?
Yeah, we're playing Barnsley. You know what Barnsley week because you invited them to this podcast show and they
just dipped off.
I
didn't. He said, I'll do it. He said, I'll do it. Tykes TV. He said, I'll do it from work. And then he said he couldn't. And then he never came on. And then all of a sudden it just went, Barnsley have left the group. I was like, all right. I was looking forward to having a Barnsley fan on because I love their accent, man. It's like,
they won't fit on the screen, would they?
No, true. We don't look a bit mad. So, yeah. Tykes TV, though, I used to watch it when they were in Championship. It was quality because listening to a Barnsley fan be angry about results is brilliant. Do you know?
Do an impression.
No.
Come on, what did the fan
no. Make some more.
When I lost on Saturday, what was going to take one?
No, I can't. I just no. I did have one mate from Barnsley. And he used to go, "Is that Laking Art? Is that Laking Art?" I don't know what Laking was, and it means like, is the Dossett like playing out? Is that Laking Art? That's about it. But yeah. Aye, Laking Art. Does anyone else say that in South Yorkshire?
It's Larkin out, isn't it?
Laking. Is there Larkin Art? No, Laking, they say, I think.
Laking, yeah. We don't say it, but I think it's a Barnsley thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Laking Art.
Is there Laking Art? And like it blew my mind. I'll tell you, I'll tell you actually, the first time I ever went to Barnsley, and it blew my mind because being from Halifax, it's quite multicultural. And I walked out into Barnsley City Centre. No, but no. I walked out into Barnsley, and they had all like right wing, like in the middle of the town, and I'm thinking, bloody hell, that won't fly where I'm from. So it just really, really shocked me. I think it's quite a town that's maybe stuck back in the dark ages a little bit, maybe.
Wow,
yeah.
Didn't expect that. Yeah, keep it light, Joe.
Sorry, I'm just saying. That was my only experience of Barnsley. And
you don't have to share. You don't have to share.
And Kez, of course.
Yeah. Say that one. That one's nice.
Kez, yeah. That's to be
Kez
fair,
is fairly apolitical, so I quite like Kez as a kestrel. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He's never at any point swayed left or right. He's just kept it fairly neutral, and I respect that about Kez.
Yeah.
You never know his political leanings.
It was used. Kez was used as a like derogatory way to like say someone was like my older brother used to say to my youngest brother, "Shut up, Kez," as though he was like a little scrubber. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what they used to say.
Joe, we're gonna have to bring kick off forward 5 o'clock next week because Tom, we won't be able to see him. Mate, if we start at 6 next week, if Pots go forward or back, whatever they're doing a week or two's time, we're knackered with Tom. So we might need Barnsley on to fill gap, mate. Till March comes, it gets lighter again, and we're all right. But
right, folks.
Anyway,
well, I think we're done, aren't we? We've run out.
Right.
We've run out.
All our friends in Barnsley, thanks for tuning in.
We had to rib them a little bit, didn't we? After they didn't fucking show up, you know what I mean? It is.
I know. Let's up the duck joke Saturday. Boom, come on.
Yeah, come on, go on the town, bounce around.
Tuesday. Bristol City Motors, we're playing again Tuesday, so double dose of absolute dross, man.
Yeah, actually, we'll finish with this on a lighter note. Score predictions. Ash, what's your score prediction for your game, mate? Luton.
No. We're
again, we've been over this, Joe.
Coventry away.
2-1 Wednesday.
2-1 Wednesday. Rotherham have got Reading at home. Result.
2-0 win. Back-to-back wins.
Sheffield United have Luton away.
No, it's at home.
Home.
We'll win 1-0.
Yes. And Hull have Norwich away.
I'm going to go 2-2 draw, yeah. 2-2.
Leeds have got Sunderland away. I think we're going to shock the world and win 3-0. And Cossey...
Mate, we'll get a draw, and that'll do, to be fair. That'll be celebration time, mate. Yeah.
Cossey, the way you're talking, you'll take a 6-0 defeat.
No, mate. No.
Right. Let's go. Cossey, do you want to leave now or wait for me to end the show and leave?
Mate, I've stayed this time. My Wi-Fi's held up. But,
right.
Yeah.
We'll see you not next week, probably week after, folks. Have a good one. Subscribe to all these amazing channels. Bye-bye now. Cheers.